We'll have a look at fraction of amount today. So the question here says 3/4 of 100. So the first thing I'm going to do is get you to draw a bar model. Now we know that with this bar model here, this whole thing is worth 100. Because that's what we're told here. We're looking for 3/4 of 100. So I don't want the whole amount, I want 3/4 of it. So what do I need to do? Well, let's split it into quarters first. So here we go. I've split the shape into quarters because the fraction is saying quarters. So it's split into 4 parts here. That's what the denominator is telling me. So how much is each of these worth? Well, if I have 100 and I share it equally between 4 parts, each part is worth 25. So I've got 25, 50, 75, 100. Now I'm being asked to find 3/4, so 3 out of the 4 parts. So I want 1, 2, 3 out of the 4 parts. And what's that worth? Well, it's worth 25, 50, 75. So 3/4 of 100 is 75. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Now this time I'm going to look at a fifth of 25. So again, I'm going to start with my bar model. How many parts do I need to split it into this time? Yeah, well, it's telling me a fifth, so it's split into 5 parts. That's what this denominator here is telling me. Split into 5 parts. So let's split this into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the whole thing is worth 25. So how much is each of these parts? They're equal. How much is each of these parts going to be worth? Well, 25 shared equally between 5 parts means that each one is worth 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now I'm asked for one of those. So 1 out of the 5, how much is it worth? It's worth 5. So my answer is 5. Let's try another one. This time I'm looking at 1/3 of 60. So start with your bar model again. How many parts are we splitting it into? 3 parts, because the denominator is saying that the shape that it's split into 3 parts. So let's split this into 3 equal parts. Now I know that the whole thing is worth 60, because that's what we're told here. We're looking for 1/3 of 60. So if I split this 60 into thirds, I'm splitting it into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. What's each part worth? 20. 20, 40, 60. I want one of the 3 parts, so I'm only looking at one of them. That is worth 20. There's my answer. Okay, last one, and I'm going to get you to practice some. Now, before you do practice them, you're going to be asked a question in a second in the quiz, which you need to answer. I like chocolate. Remember that. You're going to be asked in a minute just to make sure you've watched the video. Okay, so this time we're saying 2/3 of 60. Well, we're still looking at thirds, so we still need to split this into 3 parts. So it's 60 that we're splitting into 3 parts, and we already know from the previous one that each part is worth 20. So what is this one part worth? 20. But what is 2 parts going to be worth? Well, all I need to do this time is look at 2 out of the 3 parts, which is going to give me 40. So my answer is 40. Go to the quiz, answer the questions, and see how you get on.